Yeah. Talking about social media, what are your thoughts on like how Mark Zuckerberg? Because I said we were gonna bring up Mark. What are your thoughts on Mark Zuckerberg like changing, like the way he approaches things? Shoot, training and fighting, like he be training in like jujitsu and stuff. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Mark Zuckerberg is, one of the most wealthy and powerful people in the country. So I think, given that stance of just where he stands, he wants to be, while he may be one of the most powerful from a monetary standpoint, like the money in his position of power holds a lot of weight. There's still a physical aspect of it. I feel like where if he feels like he's in a good space physically, like it sharpens his mind mentally. So
Did you? So also, like, did you see like some of his recent
I've
statements?
seen him. I haven't seen no recent statements. I've seen videos of him training for a long time though.
So the recent statements that goes into like with all of this like new Mark Zuckerberg type thing is he said that they're going to change some of the ways that all the meta stuff like so Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp and stuff is going to approach like the freedom of speech things and like some of the gender and like all of that type of stuff. Like, so he was like he even called out, he even shouted out Elon Musk and was like what he's doing with X. Like that's literally, somebody will have to go look up the statement of exactly what he said, but he shouted out Elon Musk and was like, yeah, because I think the community notes is that on X?
Yeah.
So that's what he said. They're going to go away from like the fact checkers that are banning people on like some of these other platforms, on like the meta platforms, and it's going towards the community notes and that X has, and he said that's what we're going to move towards and change some of the other things. And shout out Elon Musk while he was doing it. So like that also is what I'm like trying to go into as far as like his whole like image rebrand that he's trying to do.
Yeah. Those community notes on X, especially, those are like, that was game changing. I'm not gonna lie. When that update came on, because like you see it a lot politically, of course, but think about it from a sports standpoint. Like analysts like Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, like when they're not on their show, their way of communicating is through X. Like they're making live tweets and stuff during a sporting game and everything, and then like it's not a fact check, but the community notes will serve as, if they just go out and say, Josh Allen has the most touchdowns in the NFL season, the community notes will be like, this is a lie, and it'll tell you who has the most, and I mean that kind of hurts credibility like on their end, but it holds them accountable, which I felt like is needed, because you see this in all different aspects, like DJ academics in the music space get hit with community notes, especially with all this Drake stuff going on with United Music Group. Yeah, got hit a lot with that. So I think it gives the community a little more sense of, it's not like censorship, because you can still say what you want. There's just going to be a note at the bottom of it that says he's not saying the truth.
And that's why I think the big uproar is about before was like, you're not letting us say these things on Instagram or Facebook or any of these other platforms. So we got to go to X to say anything, and like, and this is the point that I've heard. So I heard somebody else say, it was like they don't even necessarily believe that like Mark Zuckerberg is necessarily this changed man. He's just a very, very smart individual that runs a massive company, and he says this is where the people, which goes into the entire election, which we can maybe get into some of that, but goes the people have been saying, "Hey, we want X, Y, and Z." You feel me? Like,
For sure.
and as far as social media is concerned, we want freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm.
Some y'all platforms over here isn't giving us freedom of speech. These platforms over here is, and we're going to use these, which means ad dollars are going to start going there, and because of the eyeballs that it's getting, and he looks at it and says, "Shoot, I don't want to miss out on this." So, and I heard like all the platforms are getting people to come in, because I think Dana White is going to be on the staff at Meta or something.
Word.
Yeah, I think all of these social media companies are going to have a vastly different approach than what they've been having before with a lot of these things. Just because, like, people is like, bro, we want to be able to say whatever we want. Now, if we're wrong, all right, cool. Like you said, the community knows. Boom, you can see at the bottom. They're wrong about this. But don't tell me I can't say anything. Like, don't tell me because you feel a certain way, all right, this shouldn't be up here. Unless it's, like, harming somebody. Like, there's a line and everything.
Yeah.
But I don't think nobody's saying you can't, like, you should allow people to put certain, like, killing somebody on any of these platforms. Like, I don't think nobody's saying that. I think it's just bro, y'all are stopping people from giving opinions, like, about anything. And, you know, which I agree, man. Like, listen, I don't know what anybody listening to this thinks, knows, or feels about me. Listen, I am very much for the rights of the people. Like, so y'all, any of y'all people that are willing to give up your rights, I'm not the guy to come for. I like my freedom of speeches. I like my freedom to bear arms. I like all of those things. I actually was just having a conversation in church. I usher in the church, and you hear about, like, and I don't even know if you want to go into, like, I don't know. Let's not go into that. That's gonna be a different show. That's gonna be a different show. But yeah, man, I like my rights, man. I enjoy them.
Yeah, I think it, especially like when you on a platform and because I don't feel like it's necessarily fair, and I feel like that's where the controversy is. Is like you're blocking opinions, but you're not blocking opinions of both sides. Like
one side. It's always
one side. So so you're just seeing
the pandemic.
It's not,
bro. They wasn't letting you say anything that wasn't said by the people that was on standing at the White House. Nothing that was contrary to theirs. And then fast forward a few years, the stuff that they were saying was wrong, and the stuff that people were trying to say, there was a lot of validity to it. Right. And it's like, you gotta let conversations. That's the biggest thing. You gotta have a conversation. If you can't have a conversation, then what are we even doing? Because then you just telling me, all right, you're gonna do what we say, think how we say it, think whatever we want you to think, and that's it. That's not how it's supposed to be. That's not how, especially this country. If you're in the U.S., that's not how this country came. Like, I don't know what y'all be thinking about y'all history in this country. Like, even though the black people have had a bad side, but, like, just the foundation of the country itself, it was an uprising against rulers that was taxing us too much and telling us stuff that we could and couldn't do, and they across the border.
Yep.
Like, why are you trying to now go back to what we was doing before? Like, bro, have your freedoms, enjoy them. And if you don't think something is right, say it. Don't tell them they can't say it. Just prove them why they're wrong and why people shouldn't listen to them. Like, that's all you gotta do. Like, if somebody says the sky is purple, okay. And if they get some people going with them with it, I'm gonna say, are y'all serious about? Do y'all not see this? And if they sit there and continue to agree, all right, y'all think the sky purple, and I'm gonna keep moving on, because at this point, what are we even talking about?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and a lot of this stuff they be going about, it ain't even that deep. Like,
it don't be.